Welcome, students. I'd like to invite you on a journey of the USS North Carolina battleship. The first USS North Carolina was a 74-gun ship of the line. The ship was designed to take a position in the line of battle, so it was called a ship of the line, or line of battleship. It was later shortened to battleship. Popular music highlighted in the U.S. Navy's role in the war effort. Music titles include Give a Little Credit to the Navy and The Navy Took Them Over and The Navy Will Bring Them Back. During World War II, North Carolina participated in every major naval offense in the Pacific area of operations and earned 15 battle stars, more battle stars than any other battleship during the war. Listed below, you can see all the battles that 48 stars U.S. flag. The flag was flown on the North Carolina during air attacks. More than 7,000 men served on the battleship North Carolina during her service years. We honor the service and share their treasures with you. Seen on the left is the battleship being repainted to be Measure 32 camouflage for war times. Hold on tight, we are about to board the battleship. Hold on tight, The USS North Carolina is a National Historic Landmark. Normally, the North Carolina carried 3 of these 2-seated airplanes for submarine patrol, air-sea rescue, and aerial photography. The big guns. The 16-inch guns fulfilled 2 important purposes: destruction of the enemy ships, shore bombardment. The 16-inch guns are housed in 3 turrets. Turret 1 and 2 are located on the bow, while Turret 3 is on the stern. The gun house. The top level of the turret is called the gun house. You may enter the gun house through the hatch. The only entrance to the turret is from the main deck. Sit down and take a look through this periscope. pies, breads, and all other baked goods were prepared in the bake shop. 6 to 7 men worked here. This was a night job. A baker's day began in the evening when preparations began for the next day's meal. Today, there is one oven, an electric dough mixer, and a proofing oven remaining. A proofing oven was used to make the dough rise. Seen in this picture is the ship's chapel. Crew memories. The only air, especially down in the South Pacific, you got was through the forced air ventilation, and that was picking up air that was at least 90 degrees before they sent it down to the fire room. Without standing under a ventilator, you were pretty constantly in between 120 and 130 degrees. You get accustomed to it. You don't have no place else to go, so you had to. To the left we have a picture of the boilers, and to the right we have a picture of pipe indication. Not every engine room on the battleship is alike. The forward emergency generator and switchboard are located in engine room number 2. In the picture, you see the propulsion turbines. The propulsion turbines converted steam energy to mechanical energy to turn the battleship's propellers. To the left, we have the main control panel. Orders to increase or reduce speeds were sent from the bridge to the engine rooms using the engine order telegraph. A bell sounded when the indicator moved. Dials monitor steam pressure, temperature, shaft, RPM, rudder position, and other vital information. In the picture, you see reduction gear. The reduction gear is like the ship's transmission. The butcher shop. Large slabs of meat weighing 100 to 150 pounds were stored in the ship's reefers, or refrigerators. Butchers made a daily trip to the reefers to bring up the next day's meat. Chow call. Nearly 2,000 enlisted men ate 3 meals per day on 9 mess decks, with counter seats and folding metal tables that could accommodate nearly 700 sailors at a time. In the following photos, you will see what the USS North Carolina served Thanksgiving Day dinner in 1942. Cream of celery soup, crouton, ripe olives, celery heart, green olives, golden brown turkey, giblet gravy, cranberry sauce, oyster dressing, whipped potatoes, French peas, buttered asparagus, lettuce and tomato salad, mayonnaise dressing, bread, butter, coffee, apple pie, ice cream, cigars, and cigarettes. Crew memories. The chow. The food. I loved SOS. Beef on toast. I went in the Navy weighing 135 or 140 pounds. I came out weighing 225 pounds. If you lost track of the days, you could always tell by what food was served. Beans were Saturday, chicken or ham on Sunday. They had a big machine. You put the potatoes in there with water. You turned the machine on. It had abrasive stuff on the inside like heavy sandpaper. It would clean the outside tissue of the potato off. Then you dumped that out, and all you had left to do was take the eyes out of the potato. The thing you had to watch and make sure the chief wasn't around, because a lot of guys would let it run too much. Instead of potatoes, you had marbles. The vegetable locker and the vegetable preparing room were 2 spaces used for the preparation of vegetables for meals. 6 to 10 junior crew members worked in these spaces for 3 months at a time and received an extra $5 a month in pay for this duty. Work was done in the afternoons and evenings for the next day's meals. Vegetables were brought up from the refrigerators, and stored here. Most hand chopping, dicing, and slicing was done here. The electric vegetable slicer sitting on the table had a variety of attachments, including one for making French fries. Once the vegetables were processed, they were taken back to the reefers, were stored on the ice in the galley overnight. Scuttlebutt. Drinking fountains are called scuttlebutt. Scuttlebutt is also the Navy slang for gossip or rumors. Sailors engaged gossip when they gathered at the scuttlebutt for a drink. The scullery was dishwashing central. All dirty mess trays, cookware, and silverware were brought here to be washed, rinsed, and sterilized. This is what the Master of Arms rooms look like. A regulation haircut required hair to be neatly trimmed around the sides and back and not more than 2.5 inches on the top. Beards and mustaches were to be neatly trimmed at all times. Hair was not allowed on the neck or to touch the ears. To the right we have where they call the lucky bag, which was clothing or other personal gear found lying around the ship would make its way here to the lucky bag. The ship's police, the master at arms, was responsible for collecting the items found adrift in the living areas. You had to do extra duty to get your item back. 1 shirk would equal 1 hour of extra duty. Extra duty included chipping paint, working in the gallery, or washing dishes. Lost and found items were auctioned off. Proceeds went to the ship's welfare fund.
No, it's right here. This is where I can do it. Oh, right here. Those are the charts.
Cobbler shop. The ship's cobbler shop provided for shoe repairs. 1 cobbler was assigned to the ship. His hours were 0800 to 11:30 and 1300 to 1600, Monday through Saturday. Batter up! Athletic gear locker. The ship's athletic equipment was stored in the athletic gear locker. Baseball bats, gloves, and uniforms, boxing gloves and shorts, basketball equipment and uniforms, medicine ball, volleyball, and clay pigeon for skeet shooting. While the stuff, the ship had her own softball, baseball, basketball, and boxing teams. Games or matches would be played between divisions on North Carolina or against other ship teams. Original hydroelectric steering wiring diagram. After steering port side, power and control rooms. This equipment powered and controlled the port rudder or both rudders if necessary. Mail time! Post office was a lifeline to loved ones. post office was one of the most popular places among the ship. Cigarettes, candy bars, shaving gear, toothbrushes, peanuts by the can, lotions, combs, bath soaps, talcum powder were all sold here. Follow me! Wishing well? Not exactly. Support the Battleship Restoration Fund. Toss a coin and make a wish. Money collected below goes to our Restoration Fund. Thanks for your support! Movie projector room. Showtime aboard North Carolina. Crew memories. After dinner, men might play cards, checkers, write and read letters from home, visit with friends, or perhaps view the movies that the destroyer dropped off during a refueling stop. Movies were shown down in the mess decks, in safe zones with captain's permission. Mess decks became crowded, hot, smoky, smelly spaces. Lights came out at 9:45 p.m. Machine shop. Navy ships operated hundreds of miles at sea. Ships returned to a base only for major repairs or damage. This is one of the machine shops. Other repair shops were aviation shops, canvas and awning shops, metal shops, coppersmith shops, carpenter shops, electric power shop, electric lighting shop, boat and engine repair shop, blacksmith shop, interior communication and fire control shop, and fire control and optical shop. The stable vertical contains a gyroscope. The gyroscope stays level when the ship pitches down into the water and rolls from side to side. The stable vertical measures the ship's roll and pitch and sends the information to the range keeper, the machine to the right. Measurements are needed to aim the guns because they must be able to steadily track the target even though the ship is moving. In the surrounding water around the battleship is home to 2 American alligators, Charlene and Charlie. They can sometimes be seen swimming around the ship. 5-inch 38 caliber twin gun mount. These semi-automatic weapons served as the ship's main anti-aircraft guns. They were also used for shore bombardments and for attacking ships. This is the captain's sea cabin. When the ship was at sea, the captain needed to be close to the bridge. He used this small cabin for convenience.
Rooms down there.
In the beginning, 15 boats. Ships carried boats to transport people and supplies, for rescues, and for abandoning ships. Before the war, the battleship had 15 boats, 5 motor launchers, 4 motor boats, 2 sailing whaleboats, 2 motor whale boats, and 2 punt boats. A 26-foot motor whaleboat Mark II on display. A motorboat served as a utility boat transporting personal supplies and mail.